In this video, we're going to continue on with solving radical equations. And reminding you of those 4 steps that we need to do, we mentioned in step 3 that you may have to repeat steps 1 and 2 more than once. And so I want to show you a problem where this is the case. So in order to isolate one of your radicals here in this problem, I need to start by subtracting the square root of x minus 5 from both sides. So what I get is the square root of x plus 3 equals 4 minus the square root of x minus 5. Let me rewrite that there. Now when I square both sides, because that's my goal, is to get rid of this radical, I get x plus 3 on this side. But on this side, remember, what I'm doing is 4 minus the square root of x minus 5 times 4 minus the square root of x minus 5. So I get 16 minus 4 square root x minus 5 minus 4 square root x minus 5, and then plus square root of x minus 5 times the square root of x minus 5, which is the square root of x minus 5 squared, so that looks like this. But those square root and square will cancel. So I get x plus 3 equals 16 minus 8 square root of x minus 5 plus x minus 5. Okay. Now I need to move everything again away from my radical. So I have x plus 3 equals, well, 16 and a minus 5 becomes 11. And then I have a plus x, and then a minus 8 square root of x minus 5. So I'm going to move this guy here. Minus 11, and then minus x. Interestingly enough, my x's cancel. I'm left with a negative 8 over here, and that equals negative 8 square root x minus 5. So I divide by a negative 8, and I get 1 equals the square root of x minus 5. So just like before, I square it, both sides. That's where I'm repeating. So I started to isolate that radical again, and I get 1 equals x minus 5. So I solve, and I get x equals 6. Just like in our previous problems, I do need to check it. Go back all the way to your original equation. Okay, so if I go square root of 6 plus 3 plus the square root of 6 minus 5, does that equal 4? Well, that's the square root of 9 plus the square root of 1, which is 3 plus 1, which equals 4. So it checks off good. So we isolated the first radical. When we squared it, it disappeared, but that did not get rid of all of our radicals. So we had to then simplify. This one is hard. Remember, in order to get this, we were multiplying 4 minus the square root of x minus 5 times 4 minus the square root of x minus 5. Some people, they just want to square the 4 and square the square root of x minus 5. Can't do that. Got to multiply this all out. So that gave us another radical. When we simplify and we isolate it, we get it down here. Now we can square again to get rid of that radical, and we are good to go. Don't forget to check your answer every time when you are solving radical equations. It's very, very important. Okay, that's all for this lesson. We'll see you in the next set of videos.